Hello everyone, welcome to our next video in our biochemistry series. So today we are going to discuss about purine synthesis. So as we know that adenine and guanine are the purines, and before every video I would like to ask myself, why is this certain pathway important? So in this case it's important in rapidly dividing cells, so it makes sense that most of the drugs that inhibit this pathway, various steps in this pathway, are immunosuppressants and cancer drugs, sorry. So let's go through the steps one by one first, and then I'm going to talk about one of the most very important drugs that we need to remember for various exams. So the first step is conversion of ribose 5-phosphate. So we need to know that a nucleotide is a combination of phosphate and sugar and a ribose molecule. So this ribose 5-phosphate is something that gives sugar and phosphate to a nucleotide. So the nucleotide gets it from this ribose 5-phosphate. It may be AMP or GMP, I mean adenine and guanine. So this ribose 5-phosphate is converted into highly energized form of ribose 5-phosphate, that is PRPP. So this PRPP is converted into IMP, and this IMP is converted into AMP, which is in turn converted into adenine, and this guanosine monophosphate is in turn converted into guanine. So I'm going to talk about very important drugs in these pathways. So first let's go to PRPP to IMP. So in case of PRPP to IMP, there is a drug called 6MP which inhibits the step of conversion of PRPP to IMP. So you can either be asked about 6MP, or you can either be asked about a prodrug of 6MP, that's azathioprine. So it's very important for you to know both of the drugs. And the intermediates which are in between PRPP and IMP conversion, it's not so important for you to know these, but I've made a very easy mnemonic for you to remember all these intermediates together. So that is TIF-GAGs. So for TIF-GAGs, THF and glycine, aspartate and glutamate. So glycine, aspartate, glutamate and DHF, these all are the intermediates that help in conversion of PRPP to IMP. So this IMP is converted into AMP and GMP. So this conversion of IMP to AMP is not so important. So the one thing that we need to remember is a conversion of IMP into GMP. So when IMP converts to GMP, the enzyme that's responsible is IMP dehydrogenase. And the drugs which inhibit this step are mycophenolate and ribavirin, which are extremely important. So the only thing, if you want to take away from this whole chart, is 6MP and azathioprine and mycophenolate and ribavirin. These are the 4 things that you'll remember if you have to remember something from this pathway. And it makes sense that all these drugs are either immunosuppressants or cancer drugs, because as we talked before, this whole process takes place in rapidly dividing cells. So in the patients with cancer or any kind of immunocompromised state, we want to inhibit this process of rapidly dividing cells. So thus we use these drugs to inhibit certain steps of this pathway. Thank you. See you next video.